Assalamualaikum. My name is Suwanur Atira binti Wan Yusuf. The topic of our choice is a black market. First of all, I will going to talk about what is a market. Market is a place where two parties can gather to facilitate the exchange of goods and service. The parties involved are usually buyer and seller. The market may be physical, like a retail outlet, where people meet face-to-face, or virtual, like an online market. One party seller sell a product or service to a buyer for many benefits. Most of the time, there are more than single buyer and seller in the marketplace. There are several types of market. The first one is a physical market. Any physical market is a place where buyer and seller physically meet that involve both parties in a transaction in exchange for money. Few good examples are department store, shopping mall, and retail store. The second is a virtual market. Today's business environment, such type of market is increasing on a fast track. It is a place where the when the seller offer goods and service via online platform. In such market, buyer purchase goods and service through the internet. Buyer and seller are not required to physically meet or interact. Examples are freelancer.com, Amazon.com, eBay, and so on. That is an auction market. An auction market is a place where seller and buyer indicate the lowest and highest price they are willing to exchange. This exchange takes place when both the seller and buyer agree on a price. A good example is the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE. Next is a market for intermediate goods. This market dealing in selling raw material that need further processing to produce finished goods. Intermediate goods are sold between industry for resale or the production of other goods. Intermediate goods like salt can also be finished product since it's consumed directly by consumer and used by producer to manufacture other food product. Next is a black market. Black market refers to an illegal market where transactions occur without the knowledge of the government or other regulatory agency. Black market there in illegal goods like drugs and weapons are sold. More is a financial market. Market dealing with the exchange of liquid assets. Most investors prefer investing into market, the stock market and the bond market. After that is consumer market. This market type means the marketing of consumer goods and service for personal and family consumption. Consumer market example are fast-moving consumer goods are ready to cook meal and newspaper or magazine. Consumer durable goods are fresh television or personal computer. Soft goods are shoes and clothes. Service include hoteling, hairdressing, school, and polish. And lastly is industrial market. The industrial market involves business to business of goods and service. These marketers do not target consumer market. Some examples of the industrial market include finished goods like office furniture, selling raw material for business such as gases and chemicals, offering service business to business, for example, security agency, auditing, and legal service.
Good afternoon to Dr. Faiza and fellow friends. My name is Natira Tadasami. My metric number is 242723. So today I will talk about black market and the comparison between black market and grey market. So black market is a market where illegal activities will be carried on. This market transaction will always happen under the table to avoid the interference of government and perform the transaction illegally. Black market easily exists in all over the country because in certain situations, the duration to go on legally will take as long as 1 year and above, but illegally the product can be received even faster than the expectation. This is real in this current market. It could happen intentionally or unintentionally among the society. Other than that, black market is also known as a shadow market. It comes around when people want to exchange the goods and services that are prohibited by the respective country government. And then, in addition, black market also arises due to not paying taxes on the transaction for legal goods or services. Smuggling is another perfect word that describes the black market. In fact, unemployment also raises the involvement in black market because whenever they are lack in ability to work legally and need to make money, they don't report their jobs or income into the government. So since the Malaysia domestic currency value declines against the foreign currency value, it leads to raise the black market, switching the foreign currency for the domestic currency. For an example to the black market, when a situation such as pharmaceutical products which are expensive with certain producer and cost higher taxes payable to import the product will raise the importers' eagerness to get the product through an illegal channel in order to avoid the price control and the government regulations. So next, I will talk about the comparison between black market and grey market. As I said, the snow black market is about the smuggling and so on. So now the grey market is normally deals with the genuine products that are bought and sold through the unauthorized channel for distribution. Grey market is also about the channel of distribution, which means it is market or platform that many businesses people use to buy and sell the product outside the manufacturer's authorized selling channel as well. It is legal products, but the sellers are unauthorized and products are purchased in low price and sell with higher price. So now I will tell the differences between black market and grey market. The definition of black market actively deals with selling and buying of the counterfeit, banned or stolen goods. For the grey market, actively deals with the genuine goods that are sold and bought through the unauthorized channel of distribution. And for the characteristic for the black market, it is clearly illegal. The second point is involves transaction outside the country boundaries of the official economy. The third one often rise where demand is greater than the supply as well. And the fourth one always tries to out from price control and taxes. For the grey market characteristic, the first one is often look on the benefit of differential in price of products in countries. The second one compete with authorized dealers, and the third one often lead to black market, and the fourth one, the products are deprived of normal warranty. And the keywords for the black market, it is counterfeit, fake product and unauthorized channel distribution. And for the grey market, it is a genuine product that engage unauthorized channel distribution. For the second hand sale, for the black market, it is not legal, and grey market, it is legal. Attached risk for the black market, it is higher risk, and for the grey market, it is lesser risk. So that's all from me today. Thank you.
Black markets or shadow markets happen when people want to exchange goods or services that are prohibited or not allowed by governments. Besides this, black market also arise when people don't want to pay taxes on their transactions for legal or illegal goods or services. Therefore, some black market exist simply because people don't realize there are laws created that they are not following, such as bartering and not reporting the taxable value of the transaction, or hiring a regular housekeeper or babysitter but failing to pay employment tax. Next, licensing restrictions that government impose on numerous occupations cause some workers to enter the black market because they don't want to or can't afford to spend their time and money to obtain the required license. Sometimes, participants in black market don't want to act illegally, but due to lack the ability to work legally and need to make money, they don't even report their jobs or income to the government. Meanwhile, black market can also appear when government impose price ceiling, which create shortage. Next, government can also cause black market to over-regulation. Black market are widely spread because citizens want to buy things that are difficult to come by through legal channels. They are also common because it's so hard to find a job. Lastly, high unemployment can cause rise of black markets. When workers can't find jobs in the above ground economy, they may turn the jobs in the underground company.
A very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Eileen. I'm going to talk about how the black market operates. The transaction involved in a black market is basically escape from the legislation and regulation of a country or more than one country. And it comes in two ways, which the transaction of a buying and selling for illegal products or services, like the drugs or stolen goods. For example, the people stole the branded bags from the formal market and resell it in the black market. The people might not mind to buy the stolen branded bags because of the price would be much lower and negotiable compared to the former market, which have to charge on the taxes and need to follow all the legal procedure and so on. So another way is the transaction itself is illegal. Like the cigarette is a legal product, but when it's selling and buying without paying the taxes, it will become a part in the black market. In addition, sometimes people might not realize that they were involved in the black market, like a student who having a student visa and they are having their education in overseas, but at the same time they obtain a job without the work visa. So it becomes unintentionally be in a black market. Another example would be simply an employment without a notice to the government agency like EPF to make a mandatory contributions. All this might be a part of the operation in the black market, either in a way of intentionally or unintentionally. So that's all from my part. Thank you.
My name is Noor Ashfana Jumiti Yaakob. My ticket number is 246601. I want to say about the impact of the black market. Black market participant is hard in the world economy and it has many direct and indirect effects. There is a sum of effect that can have on the economy. First impact is a lesser government revenue. So amount of money is involved in black market transaction through the world. The very aim of the record transaction is avoid the various tax which otherwise need to be paid to the government. Owing to this over the year that various governments tend to lose every revenue amount to millions of dollars, which otherwise would have been used for the benefit of country and their citizens. The second impact is the losses to legitimate industry. Black market easily made available to the people all that need all they need, either at a cheap price or all that is difficult to get and a short of supply and a higher price. More often than not, the product offered by the black market are smuggled and stolen. When people buy goods from the black market under any of the above given scenario, it amounts to losses to the domestic industry and eventually to the government, as it is not possible for the white market to sell their goods either at cheap price and or without authentic legal permit and formalities. So the third impact is the mistrust of the national income. The black market is illegal in nature and all the transactions that happen therein are off the record. In the absence of any authentic record, it is very difficult for the government to correctly estimate the actual economic status of the country. Consequently, it becomes immensely difficult for the government to plan and implement policy for the country's economic development. The fourth impact is the underestimate of employment data. Even the employment data of the country may have major loopholes. Owing to the presence of the underground economy, the market are a big part of informal economy of the world and millions of people are employed in this market. However, it is not possible for any economic statistic to estimate the exact number of employed people in the country as those unemployed in the black market. The net impact is a deliberate creation of shortage and the underground economy arises from as well as a lead to corruption, because black market may lead to the immense monetary gain for its players. Sometimes deliberate shortage of certain necessary commodities are created in the established market. These goods are then sold in the black market, and despite the elevated price, the demand does not diminish. This leads to the high profit of in cash which go unnoticed.
My name is Nora binti Muhammad Jani, matric number 246628. I will present about an impact of black market. The first impact reduce the inflation and can control exchange in black currency market. The second impact is a transaction of foreign currency. General lack of foreign currency exchange tend to impose high price on the black market because increase in demand on national market. However, the increase in demand domestic money supply was associated with black market devaluation and the tendency of exporter to move the product to the domestic market. The third impact of depreciation on the trade balance. As we know, black market have a negative impact on the trade balance. It is because relying on the prescription of a flexible approach to the policy and elasticity of import and export demand. The fourth impact is tax and regulation. Reduction in market transaction can affect the increase in tax revenue and to control the quantity goods and services that can stimulate economic growth. Also, the black market can cause the reduced economic growth, resulting in statutory tax burden higher than optimal tax. And black market also give negative impact in economic on fiscal health. The government can control the market manipulation. Many public sector fiscal issues such as debt can be reduced. The last is impact in the society. It's related to several phenomena such as corruption, various types of crime like drug and labor exploitation, through black market collection, and the others. That's all for me. Thank you.
So as a conclusion, the black market can be happen in any way, any time, and involve anyone. While the origin of the market is over referring to demand and supply, so without a demand there will not happen a supply. Somehow the people might have a favor from the black market, but it is still a large scale impact to an entire economy. It would be imbalanced and unfair in the economy as the people escape from the regulations or the taxes. The government could need to strengthen the regulation and legislation or even propose a higher tax level. Hence, the law-abiding citizens would suffer more or have a more burden for the tax obligations, and it become a social inequality. So that's all from our groups. Thank you.